Hey, welcome back. This afternoon we are going to be making some sweet potato biscuits. Susan had made a cake, a banana nut pound cake, but she needed one more banana, so she used sweet potatoes, and it turned out great. But we had some sweet potatoes left over, and I thought, that might be pretty nice. They are in syrup, so I'm not going to use extra milk or sugar or anything, so we can see how they're going to taste. If you look, they're pretty easy to smash. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, we're going to we'll put our 2 cups of sugar. Two cups. I apologize. I can't talk. 2 cups of white lily self-rising flour. We'll put those in there, and then we're gonna start dipping some of these out, and we're gonna use all of them. I'm not sure how many it is, but it's looking to be probably close to maybe a cup and a half once we smash them in there. And I'm not going to use shortening yet. I want to see how this is going to look. You can see as I'm mashing these in here, they're cutting into the flour pretty good. If it seems like they're not cutting in as well, you could use a fork to make sure that they're mixed in there really well. But this is similar to the way that I roll the shortening into it. Okay. And because a lot of people have their sweet potatoes different ways, some people use, if you're just having a baked sweet potato, a lot of times you just want salt and butter on them, maybe a little bit of brown sugar. But sometimes you make a sweet potato casserole. So this is going to sort of combine both of those, just a regular sweet potato or a sweet potato casserole. And a lot of times we use crushed a topping with pecans and regular flour, not self-rising flour, but all-purpose flour and brown sugar. I'm going to add a little bit of cinnamon, not a whole lot, probably a little over half a teaspoon. And you can see that it's pretty lumpy right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some of, not all of the syrup, but some of it. Mix it up a little bit more. And if there's anything else I need, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add milk, because the milk is going to add a little bit more fat. Yeah, we'll put some milk in that. That way, at least we'll have a little bit of fat. That's probably about maybe a quarter cup or so. And we'll see how that looks. Oh yeah, that's looking great. It looks like it's cutting in pretty good. There's a few chunks of sweet potato you can see, but as it cooks, that's gonna get really soft. Some of it might be a little dense, in places where it's just the sweet potato, but that's okay. We would expect that. All right, we're gonna get a little flour and turn it out onto the cabinet or the countertop. All right. All right, let's see what we have. We're going to roll it over a few times. That's looking pretty good. Okay, yeah. All right, and I'm not using the largest cutter I have. I'm going to use the next largest. And let's see how they wind up look. Oh yeah, that's going to work. The topping that I made is one that we put on our sweet potato casseroles, handed down from generation to generation. That's one that Susan, your mom used to have, right? Was that yours? I can't remember. Somebody in the family, but I did only half a recipe because I didn't want to use a whole cup of. It's a half a cup of finely chopped pecans, a half a cup of flour, a half a cup of brown sugar, and then uh, a half a stick of butter. Use real butter, and it's melted butter. It's melted butter to cut in, make it delicious. Hey, these are going to make a nice amount of biscuits. This is awesome. This is looking pretty good. I'm going to space these. Okay. Looks like I'm going to have to make them a little closer. I kind of got my fingers all sticky. That's okay. I think we have enough to make maybe 2 more. Let's see how it does. Yeah, maybe 2 more. Oh my goodness, maybe 3. We'll just keep going. Yep. Wow. Maybe 1 more. Yeah. Okay. So these are on here. Now, what I'm going to do to make sure the topping stays, I'm going to get my brush and I'm going to brush off some of the flour off the top so that maybe and this is just a dry brush to kind of get some of the flour off the top. I want the topping that we're going to put on it to stick a little. And the topping actually says bake at 350 for about 30 minutes. So I think we'll be okay. I have the oven set on. Oh my goodness, I'm not really sure how. We're gonna try this and see if it'll. I don't know if this is gonna work. Let's try this. Seems like you told me to do that, didn't you? She did. But oh no! Ah! Maybe I should use this larger one. Let's see if this will work. It's gonna have to. All right, we'll see how it works. First time for everything. We're gonna see if this works. Okay, yeah, it'll work. So we're gonna do them all. Oh, it's not easy. Or we'll do as many as we can. We probably could have put these in a muffin tin. So if you try this one time, and it didn't seem like it worked. Put it in a muffin tin. I think this is worth a shot though. That sure is a lot of pecans on top. That's okay. May not be able to, I may not have enough to do all of them. But this is a really good topping on top of sweet potato casserole. This is delicious. It got cold. All right. And the beeper hadn't gone off yet, so I know my oven is still warm. I still have time. Oh my goodness. I'm covering up everything with. It's maybe stuck to a lot of the sides too. Not just the not just the top. I may have enough for 2 more. This one and maybe another one. We'll do this one. All right. Now, if you were the other option that my wonderful wife had mentioned was putting these in an iron skillet and then putting all this on top, which probably would have contained all of it. But I didn't do that. But that's okay. I mean, they look tasty right now, and there's nothing wrong with pecans. I like pecans. All right. Here we go. We're going to put these in the oven. Okay. And then, as always, while these are in the oven, we'll clean up our mess and get ready for delicious, hopefully, biscuits. When they come out of the oven, we'll be right back. Well, okay. It smells good in here. I don't know how these are going to come out because we've never done this before. We're going to see how it works, though. Oh! So, all right. Well, they're not as dark as I thought they would be. I thought they would be a little darker, but boy, they sure do look good. And I think all of the butter that was in has probably, you can tell, has soaked into the biscuit. So I think we'll probably, let's get a saucer. We'll cut one open and we'll see how they are. All right. Well, let's see. Let's get one off the edge here. All right. Well, I mean oh yeah. I mean it's pretty light. Ooh. It's kind of hot. Right out of the oven. So be careful. Okay. I'll lift this up so you can see the inside of it. It's looking pretty good. I know that I love these little Crispies. Oh yeah. Those are delicious. I'm not sure how much kind of went into the biscuit, and I don't want to burn my mouth. So I'm going to see what a small, wow. I'm glad we didn't use a whole lot of cinnamon because the fragrant, oh my goodness, it smells so good. Well, I have a feeling that if it's just a regular biscuit, well, it's not a regular biscuit, but if it was just one that had the sweet potato, um, it's light and fluffy, but as you chew into it, the bottom of it is also crispy, and that's probably because of the sugar from the syrup and around where the sweet potatoes are. You can look and see how the sweet potato kind of melted in. So it's kind of like what a chocolate chip would do. And it has a light, it really has a light flavor, but you can tell that there's not butter. There's not any butter on these that doesn't have the topping on it. But the ones that have the topping on it, the butter and it, they may have to cool off a little bit so that that topping will stay on it a little better because it's going to flake off. But oh man, it smells so good. And I think with I'm not really sure how to improve on the topping. It soaks into the top of the biscuit, and it's really good. It's really good, and it's not overly sweet, so it kind of brings out the taste of the sweet potato really well. And I like it better than I do than the other ones. I think the other ones that are just plain, you could probably brush those with some melted butter, and if you don't have pecans, just melt some butter and put some brown sugar and maybe a tad of, maybe just a sprinkle of cinnamon, and brush the tops of these. And that would, you know what? Let's just do that. Let's just see what happens. Just for the fun of it, I'm going to put some butter on the top. And I think we have some sugar and cinnamon. Yep. It's not much, but it is a little bit. Oops. That might be a little much. Maybe not. But this is just some cinnamon and sugar. Yeah, that adds a nice little touch. You can tell the butter is really fresh, and it would be nice to have that just kind of brushed on it and the butter soak into it. But I really like the pecan topping because the butter melts into the biscuit, and that's probably why they didn't rise as high as the other ones that didn't have the topping. But they have a really good light taste. They're still moist and light, but the bottom is a little more firm because I think of the sugar that's in there. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best, I would probably, oh man, I can't really tell you what I'd eat them again for sure. But just because the butter and the topping, they're really good. So maybe for a brunch or something for the holidays, I can imagine these would be really good with some hot chocolate or just regular chocolate milk. They would be really good. So there you go. Start off with your basic recipe and be careful on adding the rest of the milk. You could probably use buttermilk instead of using shortening or something. Probably just use the milk to get extra fat in there to really help them to be just delicious. I'm going to eat the rest of this biscuit. Hey, we'll see you next time as we make some more biscuits. Enjoy.